Look at how good she is looking today. What is going on, guys? I am back with another video on the Integra, obviously. And today, I'm gonna be doing more work on it. I have to do a shift linkage today, which I don't think that's gonna be the only thing in this video, but yeah. So before I get to all this, you can hear, first of all, that I have some solid bushings in there. You can kind of hear it. And basically, ever since I did the transmission, this thing's just been messed up. So actually, let me put it in gear real quick. Yeah, neutral, in gear. So yeah, there is quite a lot of movement there. And I believe this is actually the stock shift linkage from however many 100,000 miles ago this car was made. So yeah, my whole shifter setup's a little messed up, but you can't really tell, but this whole thing is shaking right now because I have solid mounts all around, and then I actually have solid billet bushings, which I think I talked about in another video. So I'm gonna let that warm up and then pull it down the driveway. But real quick, yeah, this one's actually from A Premium. I'm sure everyone who's ever looked up a car part in their life has heard of them, and kind of probably wondered how their quality is. And honestly, I'm not gonna name any names, but I compared this side by side with another linkage that's probably 2 or 3 times the price, from a big name brand, and I gotta be honest, this one looks just as good. And it came with this bushing, and it actually came with the bushing that I believe goes right up there too. But I'm gonna keep the solid bushing for that part. But this one, this is a polyurethane bushing. And if you take off the stock shift linkage, you'll notice that there's a rubber bushing, but it's like a real soft rubber. This is polyurethane. I had an energy suspension one, but I ended up actually cutting it up trying to get it in here, and it still didn't work. So I'm about to give you guys a little secret here. This may be a known thing in the community, maybe it's not, and I'm sure this works for other brands of cars and everything. But these poly bushings, one-piece bushings, you clearly, looking at it, how do you even get that in there, right? Because it is solid. I mean, you can tell I can't even move it. So how did I get that in there? I tried using C-clamps, pieces of wood, everything to kind of just try and compress it in there. It just did not work. So what I actually did, this is something that I found out probably months ago, years ago, on the B Series Facebook group. And basically you take the bushing and you just boil some water and you put it in there, maybe let it simmer, once it boils, put it in there, let it maybe simmer for a little bit, like you're cooking some pasta or something. Cooking up some bushing soup, if anyone's interested. And you're actually able to just press it right in there. So after an hour or two of fighting with this thing, I was able to just get it in there. So save yourself all that BS and just do it that way. So I'm gonna pull the car down back and I'm gonna try, I don't know how far I'm gonna get today. I'm gonna try to at least get the one that I have in there out, but I probably won't have time to get this one in. So this will probably be a not multi-part video, but multi-day video. As well as, I have a couple other things. I have a little subframe brace to put on it. And maybe if I get to it, this spring brake, I might actually get the wheels and tires on. So the car's getting a full makeover, even more so than it already has, because it looks completely stock, but I promise you it is not. But yeah, so I'm gonna get down there, get to it. And then we got this poor thing, man. So Let's actually maybe set up a little cold start if we can. Yeah. All right, so I'm underneath here. I was actually able to get the pin out pretty damn easily. I used a bolt, just one that fit in there. I mean, I don't know the exact dimensions. I think it's like M12 or something, but if you guys want to know, just honestly look it up, because this fits perfectly in there. And it actually got the pin out pretty easily, which I didn't really expect to have too hard of a time with it, because I realized last time that first of all, it came out pretty easily last time, but it's only been a few months since I did that, so I figured it would come out pretty easily. But this also came off. This was the two-piece solid bushing I had in there. It's a Jack Spania billet bushing, and honestly, I didn't really like it too much. But one thing that I found a little weird that I didn't even notice before is this is a Synchrotech boot, which means that at some point this was rebuilt using Synchrotech synchros, maybe sliders, other stuff, before I even did it over the summer. So, because the kit that I got did not come with the boot. So that's a little interesting. I mean, not that it matters, but that just means this has been rebuilt probably at least twice. So that's cool. Stupid ass car. Everyone point and laugh. Haha. I'm under here. Don't mind the rotted heat shield, but I actually just dropped the whole linkage. It really wasn't that bad. Obviously I had to drop the exhaust to do it, but yeah, it really wasn't that bad. So I guess now just get the other one in. Don't be like me though, and actually take off the shift knob while the linkage is still connected, because I had to go in and like temporarily reconnect it just to get that off, because I couldn't. But yeah, so yeah, here's the old one with this god-awful shifter that I'm gonna have to reuse for now until I replace. And here's the new one. So okay, you can see, I mean, it just looks better. The thickness, the quality, everything is still the same. Actually, I think the old one might be a little bit thicker, but or at least the other part, which I'm not even gonna show, mainly because actually I probably should, because it's this part, which is actually the part that goes bad. But this whole thing is just like you can tell on the other one, it just looks like it's been reclamped, and it's just terrible. So I am happy that I'm redoing this. So yeah, I'll get this back together and hopefully get so got the front all in. It's looking a lot better. And yeah, like I said, Synchrotech boot, so that's a little interesting. But just seeing this in here makes me so happy, because I never thought I was going to be able to get one of these in here. Because when I originally put this transmission back in, I tried to use one and it just didn't work, so I just went with the solid bushing because I was impatient. So hopefully this is a more permanent setup. And I just reused the old pin. I have a new one, but I mean, if this one's working, I'm not gonna like just go and change it. So yeah, so gonna hook it up back there and hopefully get it all back together. So basically guys, I played myself and like I said, I ordered the somewhat cheaper one, right? Still not a very cheap part, but definitely not the cheapest one out there, and it looks good quality and everything until I put it in, and now these two pieces make contact. So the joint makes contact with this part of the linkage, and as you can see, I have it all in. This is not tightened down, which also is an issue. You have to bend these. I believe that's pretty much on every linkage that you have, depending on your shifter, but that is still very annoying. So yeah, I ordered the innovative shift linkage and a new VMS shifter instead of this shitty eBay Temu special. So yeah, I'm a little pissed off. All right, so I have the janky stock setup back in there, and yeah, it looks real bad, but you know what? No interference. It lines up. I did put a rubber bushing in there though, so it should be a little better than it was, but tightened it up way more than it was. So actually the fact that there's no bushing in there shouldn't matter too much for now, but I would definitely not keep this setup. So yeah, I'm gonna update that as soon as I get my parts in and get some time to put them in. But yeah, you'll see the update eventually. So I figured I would record this. I'm a little sad right now, to say the least. Car won't go into reverse. That's my e-brake you're hearing, and now I'm rolling because my e-brake doesn't work. So yeah, the car won't go into reverse. So now time to tear it apart. All right, guys, I'm back. It's a little bit of a rainy day. I'm whipping the Infinity because that's my daily right now. Dailying a 4.2 liter V8 that only runs on 93. This thing never goes past 3,000 RPMs, we'll put it that way. If you floor it, you can probably watch the gas gauge drop. So, oh, my Chipotle just fell. Hey, that new Chipotle honey chicken's looking good, though, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, yeah, basically, long story short, again, no, I'm playing, but no, for real, like, the transmission's broke. The transmission is shot. I don't know why. Like, I have one more piece coming in that will help me put this new shift linkage and everything in. I mean, the linkage is in. I'm just running the stock, not stock shifter, whatever Temu shifter this guy had in there. So I'm figuring if I can get the new shifter in, maybe it'll do something. I highly doubt it because I pulled the linkage off at the trans itself and I manually shifted it using the little shift rod and it still did nothing. So what that tells me is it's probably some type of lockout issue within the transmission. And the fact that it was grinding in reverse, and there was one time where I drove it for a while, came back, sat down, like came back out of the gym or whatever after like a day of driving it, and it was completely just locked in gear. I couldn't do anything with it. So that kind of sucked. I figured at that point that something was wrong, but I didn't want to like draw conclusions. And yeah, ever since then it's been grinding when I put it in reverse, but I could fix that by just putting it in first and then reverse. So that didn't seem to be too much of an issue. But I guess long story short, yeah, it became an issue. And the car will not go into reverse. As I showed in that, I think that last clip, it will not go into reverse. I got the new innovative linkage on. I have a VMS, like I think it's called like a dual bend shifter or whatever, with the Skunk 2 shift knob. I mean, just the shift linkage itself, like the whole setup. And I'll probably get a block off plate. So like the whole setup's gonna be like $400 by itself. So just for a shifter, you know, but it's worth it. I mean, like I said, I'm running the billet rear bushings, the polyurethane front bushing, innovative linkage with the VMS shifter, obviously OEM, like little plastic holder and everything, OEM plate, all that stuff. And then I'm probably gonna throw a block off plate on it with a little like rubber grommet and just have that instead of the shift boot, because it's gonna just look a little more like race car-ish. But I can't have a shifter without a transmission. So the problem is the car's actually at the bottom of the driveway. Can't do anything with it right now, which is just really sad. So I guess I'll probably have to have my dad like tow it out with his truck and like tow it out in neutral, and then I just like back it down the driveway in neutral and just start tearing it apart. I'm not gonna waste much time on it, I gotta be honest. I have to send off the ECU to get chipped, put the Hondata in, get a base map. That way the thing will hopefully run better. I also have to, I think the reason it kind of dies sometimes when or at least that the RPMs drop when I like hit a stoplight or whatever, is because probably the vacuum leak caused by the throttle body. Whenever I'm at like 3 or 4K RPMs, I can just hear like a whistling. And I got it, you know, after like using gaskets, using gasket maker, all this stuff, I was actually able to get it to a point where it idles right. But like I said, I think under load it just has a vacuum leak, and I think especially under the load of the engine, I don't know, there's a lot of things, right? I'm probably just gonna go over the whole car in the next couple months now that I have the chance, and test the battery, alternator, recheck the timing, because I have a timing light now. I was gonna do the belt, but obviously the transmission's coming first now. Go through the trans again, redo that, and maybe get a new throttle body, or just resurface the throttle body, make sure it seals up, because I think that's where my vacuum leak is, and that might just be the reason it's dropping, because I haven't heard of anyone having those kind of issues with just like a tune issue or something. And yeah, probably send off the ECU, get it chipped, get that old Hondata V1, everything like refurbished, put it in there, get it running on a base map, and hopefully by like midsummer I have it where I want it. I still have the wheels and tires to put on. I still have so much shit to do to the car, and it's all just sitting around. Like there's more money is going to go into it obviously now, but it's all just sitting around, just kind of rotting. Like there's nothing I can really do with it. So like give me a few months and the car will hopefully be where I want it, knock on wood. But I guess we'll see. Until then, that's about it. I figured, you know, honestly, I thought the end of this video was going to be me putting my wheels on, going out, driving it, like showing you guys whatever, showing you guys how well the linkage and everything works. But big turn of events. I did not expect this to be the way I ended this video, but I guess, yeah, the next video will likely be me just tearing it apart. And I can't tell when I'm gonna do that. I have no idea what the issue is, so I guess we'll see. Maybe it'll be something really big, maybe it'll be no big deal, I don't know. But either way, it's probably coming out. The good thing is I shouldn't have to redo anything with the clutch. It'll give me a chance to like retorque the pressure plate. I'm gonna replace like the clutch fork, all that stuff that I didn't the first time around, just to make sure everything's going well. And yeah, so that should be it. I'm sure along the way I'll find something that I want to like either replace or upgrade or whatever, and that's kind of how I'm viewing this, as just a chance to go back through it. I know I need to do like detent springs, stuff like that, so I guess while I have the time I will just do that. But yeah, like I said, next video hopefully gonna be that. Actually, hopefully not. Hopefully next video is me telling you that the shifter fixed it, but I highly doubt it will. So probably gonna tear into it. Probably gonna be a good video though, hopefully. At least it gives me something to record. I know the first time I didn't record it all, I should have known it was gonna make me go through it again and record it all. But yeah, enough with all that. I'll see you guys in the next one. for me, hopefully doing that. Hopefully I'll get some good clips of it and everything, and hopefully it works. But yeah, you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.
Shit, where the fuck am I gonna put this thing?
What the hell?
Yeah, I buckled in.
You could look at it bumping.
Does that mean it works?
hell?
No, it's making a sound.
The pulsating weight.
Yeah, let me turn the car off real quick. Yeah, let me,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's like this, like, if it, hold on. No, you blew that too. I don't know how the fuck I blew that, bro.
That's crazy.